So I have this thing on my channel where when it's around my birthday, I do whatever the crap I want on my channel. According to the YouTube community guidelines, of course. One thing I've noticed is that I have a lot of Pokemon stuff, and I thought it would be a cool idea to show you what my collection of Pokemon has amounted over the years. So let's go back to the story of Dramatic Scar's Pokemon collection and see how it stacks up against my competition.
It's kinda hard to know where exactly my collection of Pokemon has started, but the thing I best remember having for the first time is this Pikachu Plush. That is definitely not an official thing by any means. It doesn't even have a tail. My aunt gave it to me sometime when I was like 3 or something, and I never played with it because I'm not really the plushiest of people. But I always knew where I could find it, and it's in great condition. It's a Pokemon thing, I'm obviously going to be careful. But I've watched many videos of Pokemon collections in my days, and even though they flex a lot about their cards, games, figures, and plushes, a common thing that I see missing from most of these collections are the Pokemon Tazos. If you're a 90s Portuguese baby, it's absolutely mandatory for you to have been in possession of at least one of these pop culture icons. They usually came with a bag of chips or the bully cow, and you'd play your friends to get more. You'd stack them all, and by throwing your Tazo against the tower, the collision would cause the tower to fall, and the rule was that the ones that landed face up would be yours. I think. I don't know. I used to treasure mine so much that I actually never played the game. And this fad went on for about a decade, and as it went, they just kept on changing shapes and sizes. They usually were made to celebrate the release of a Pokemon game, like these ones right here. They were made to celebrate the release of Pokemon Fire Red and Leaf Green. And after Generation 4, these kinda stopped being made. The last ones I remember seeing were these. The first one I got from this collection was this Empoleon one, and on 5th grade, Empoleon was actually one of my favorite Pokemon. Those were some good times. One thing that wasn't as iconic as these Pokemon Tazos were the Pokemon Stacks. These were collectible magnets that had every single Pokemon from Generation 1 till 2. These were not as popular because in order to collect them, you actually had to buy a pack of them at kiosks. But since my grandparents used to own a kiosk, me and my brother used to get a lot of these. My grandma even offered us a little plastic case that could be sold separately to place all those that we collected. And that is also the story of how I ended up with a Powerpuff Girls stickers booklet and a Digimon Tamers stickers booklet. I think all of these were discontinued in 2002. But in 2008, me and my brother found a Seadra stack that we didn't own but at my grandpa's shed, so yeah. The thing I own the most though is definitely Pokemon figurines. Over the past 16 years, I've collected so many of these, and I can tell you the story of how I actually got them all. Seriously, my mind has such a way of remembering these things, it's crazy. When I used to play with these, I would always be careful because I never would want to break them, and even those that I've broke, I have managed to repair. I kid you not, when I used to play with them, I needed to check on Therapy.net if the Pokemon I was playing with knew how to do a certain attack. Like, I would find it so offensive if I was letting my Loudred do metronome, like, oh my god. The ones I would like to mention is this Latias that came with a lunch pad and a luxury ball. This was my very first Pokemon figure I've ever collected, and why Latias is my second favorite Pokemon. So who is your favorite Pokemon, I hear you asking? Well, it's Starmie. It's definitely Starmie. I got doubles. This one time in 2002, I saw those Misty figurines with a Starmie and a Pokeball packs. And I asked on a supermarket, and I asked my mom, please buy me this, and she didn't. I was so disappointed. However, fast forward 15 years into the future, when I had already a very extensive collection of Pokemon, I was living in Italy, and on a Saturday, September 24th, me and my housemates hopped on the train and headed to Florence. But apparently one of them suggested that we got off on the first stop in Florence, which was the wrong way there. However, as we made our way on foot to the city center, they saw this store that had a lot of things with Harry Potter. Something I just don't care about, sorry. I looked completely unenthusiastic, but I saw this little keychain with a Froakie face, and thought, oh, they have Pokemon, haha. Then I saw a Caterpie figure, and a Doduo figure, and a Krabby figure, and then I saw a Starmie. My heart skipped a beat. I immediately went inside and I kid you not, I left 50 euros on that store alone. I bought all of these, like all these figurines I wanted as a kid, and I had this store to thank. So yeah, if you're ever in Florence, visit them. It's called Stratagema. But yeah, Pokemon figures are great. I think that for me, to stop collecting, I would need to have a Spheal figurine and a Venusaur figurine. Of course, there are still a lot that I would want, but one thing is for sure. When I have a house, these will have a special place on it. That is in a drawer. But Rui, why is Storm your favorite? Well, that's because I also have some of these VHSs. And the first episode of the anime I ever saw as a child was Bulbasaur in the Hidden Village. You know the one. In this episode, one of the first Pokemons you see is Starmie. Even as a child, I had this thing that the first ever character I see from like this big franchise, I immediately mark it as my favorite. That's why Courtney is my favorite Total Drama character, by the way. And oh, this VHS is evil. It ends with Riddle Me This, and that episode ends with a cliffhanger with Pikachu possibly being burned to death. It took me many years until I figure out what exactly happened to Pikachu. It also has that infernal music playing in the background, and oh my god. As for games, I have collected a lot over the years. Pokemon Gold was the first Pokemon game that my brother had, then Pokemon Sapphire, and being the younger brother, I always had hand-me-downs. Then I started playing emulation, but doing it was such a chore, especially with the Nintendo DS games. Playing the games on the actual console was far more rewarding than having my progress completely lost because the anti-piracy mechanism would kick in and crash my game, but I had no money to buy one. However, in the summer of 2016, I was making a lot of money in tips by being a bellboy. And with Pokemon Sun and Moon fast approaching, I got my hands on at least a copy of the game from each generation that could be played on this system, of course. And it didn't take long for me to grab my hands on the DS titles, and now the DS titles are all that I play on this console. I just completely have forgotten about the 3DS games. And aside from this Gengar shirt, this Gengar pin a friend of mine offered me, thank you Vitrush. This great ball that came with a very flimsy Beautifly in a Spanish lollipop called Chupa Chups, this Psyduck pencil ornament that came in a Kinder Surprise knockoff. Seriously, there were so many knockoffs of this. The Jigglypuff amiibo and the Togepi that came in the McDonald's toys of 2016. I don't really have anything else left related with Pokemon. I do believe that my Pokemon collection won't grow much from now on, but I'm open to suggestions. Let me know in the comments how is your Pokemon collection, please. I am very curious. And no, I don't do trade-ups of figurines, sorry. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. I felt like doing this video because it's my birthday and I do what I wanna.